Started. First, we want to thank Amanda and Kristen. They are stepping in for Wendy. So everybody know that Wendy is out today, and they are stepping in for Wendy. So it'll be a group effort. Everybody will help get the parts done. So if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, and you want to help, we'll accept all help with this part. So thank you, Amanda.
No problem. Anytime. Identifying questions worth answering. That's section 3. That's what we're going to go over next. Let me get to where I need to be. Okay, so 3 key advances prompts by CCR standards. This section is going to deal with evidence. So that's basically, this whole unit is going to be dealing with evidence, reading and writing, grounded in evidence from the text. Okay. Our objectives, and I know for those who can't see back there, I'm going to read them to you. So our objectives for this unit are: develop an appreciation for text-dependent questions as a powerful tool in advocating students' ability to focus carefully on a text. So that means basically, as it's written, I'm not even going to explain that. Learn how good questions help students collect the evidence they need to support their claims and conclusions about text they are reading. Okay? And the last one, practice identifying questions about an authentic text. So that means nonfiction. To learn how text-dependent questions inform instruction. Lots of words. Okay? So identifying text-dependent and text-specific questions. Let me skip my slide here. Text-dependent questions push students to rely solely on the text for insight and analysis. So that means they should be getting all of their information from the text they are reading. They should not need any background knowledge to do this assignment that you are giving them. So remember that when you're selecting your text. They require relevance on the language and mechanics of the text itself rather than personal experience or opinion. So they're not going to give their opinion. As we know, on the new test, when it switched in 2014, they are no longer writing about themselves. They are given prompts, and they must use evidence from those prompts. So that's what we're seeing. Questions probe the specifics of the text and avoid canned questions that could be asked of any text. So that means generalized questions. You want questions that are specific to the text they are reading, not broad questions that could go with anything. Okay? Simply put, text-dependent questions identify the text as the expert in the room. So that means, once again, they should be getting all the information they need from the text they are reading. It is the expert. That is the research in front of them. Okay? How to construct a strong question set. Okay? Investigate the qualitative features of the text. So that means quality over quantity. A lot of people think, I need 50 questions for them to be busy, you know. That's not necessarily a good thing. 50 questions may keep students busy, but are they going to learn from those 50 questions? It's better to have 5 good questions than 20 okay questions. So that's what I would base this on. Okay? Identify the key ideas of the text. So this is one big thing that your students need to be doing when they read through. They need to say, okay, this is what this is about in a few words. Okay? This is what this text is trying to tell me in just a few words. Start small to build confidence and check for understanding. Target vocabulary and text and sentence structure. Make sure that your students are seeing all the different types of sentences and all the different types of structures not just simple, because when they get to college or when they have to write something for work, those sentences need to be varying in style. They do not just need to be simple, basic sentences. They need to learn how to write effectively and proficiently. Okay? Tackle tough sections head on. Let your students know that it is okay if they don't understand certain parts. Sometimes you as an instructor don't always know everything. It's okay to say I don't know, but we'll find out together. So don't let them get bogged down in those hard sections like we've seen already, those huge quotes that come out of certain researches that we see, and they have some tough vocabulary mixed in there. Don't let them get bogged down in that. Create coherent sequences for text-dependent questions. So that means when you go to make your questions for your prompts, try to keep them in a sequence that makes sense so the student's not having to jump around in the text so much. That can also be frustrating. You want to keep it in a sequence that's easy for them to kind of find, not necessarily easy for them to find the answer, but they're not having to pull apart here, pull apart here. That way they can kind of learn easier instead of having to jump around so much. Identify the standards that are being addressed. That's the big one. Identify what you are trying to make them do with this prompt, okay? And the last one, create a climax. That word means climax, assessment, by referring back to the core understanding or key idea. So that means the end point. What were they supposed to learn from reading this assessment? Cut and dry, okay? So the next thing I think is our activity. And we have handouts. And I think it's the same story that we just read. Am I correct with that? Okay. So, let me find the directions. Okay, so refer to your copies of the Words We Live By, your annotated guide to the Constitution. Review identifying questions worth answering and the code guide. So I think on the back of the copy that you were given, there's a code guide at the top that should tell you how to categorize these questions, okay? So once you have read through it again, stop for a moment and consider as a group what the author wants to communicate from the excerpt, okay? Evaluate a couple of the questions together and apply your categories, okay?
Does everybody have a worksheet?
Okay guys, just to reiterate, the codes that you're supposed to go by are listed at the top. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how you're supposed to decide what these questions are, okay? So make sure that's how you're listing those.
And please pay attention to the fact that it says if you answer N to a question in step 1, you want to address that again until you get to number 4. So let's do number 1 together. We've all read the text, Words We Live By, correct? Okay. So it's asking what is or isn't in the meaning of popular sovereignty.
And it can be more than one answer.
That's right. Can be more than
It
one.
can be more than one answer.
So, you say yes? Okay, I hear a yes.
So
Okay.
that's could a student find evidence in the essay to answer this question?
And the answer is yes. So put a Y under it, yes or no.
Okay, number 2 says, does a reader have to dig deep to answer this question? Okay, so that one you would leave blank. Okay, number 3, the V, does the question ask about a vocabulary word in the essay? Yes, so you put a V in that box. Okay, and then asterisk, is that what that is? Okay, an asterisk. Is this question worth asking? Yes, so you would put an asterisk. Asterisk. Asterisk in that box. Sorry.
Now, do we understand what we're doing?
Thumbs up in the back. Yes.
If it was right, you put whatever it says. If it each that would be a no. Monkey kind of wrote it.
So why does author claim that Washington is government is wise? Can the student find evidence from this? Yeah. So check that little box. But can they, but does the reader have to dig deep to answer this question? No. Does the question ask about vocabulary? Oh, we already defined what popular are. We don't have this. And then, is this question worth asking?
Just I want to put anything.
So the only one you should mark is no, you don't. The only thing that's going to be say that. There's 2 well, I see that, but there's
Brenda's cheating over here. I just want to let everybody know that.
is cheating. Okay, let me clarify.
In the third one, she said
When it asks the question, when she asks the question, in the reading, you find evidence, and then it says to answer that question. You don't have to answer the question, but you still find that. Keep being bring officer for so long, I just got over the first day. We need some big. We need well, she don't have to have that. No problem. 3 hours. Let me tell you, since I can't take you throw it out. I'm sorry. Let me see something. I just started last year. You're not answering this question. Is she confused? See, I think that's what you're trying to do. You looking at the issue, and you're trying to say issue. That ain't what you're talking about. Now, answer number 1. Task. Task. Now you answer your question. Okay, and then on the very last, you got your calendar.
I'm not answering the question.
No, ma'am. That's a whole group of people. You know, I want to put a set of like you're done with and now we go back to you said it had to be
answer that question? No, so just put your just say you're trying to answer the question then instead of taking each one of them by the key. And remember, if you start out with an idiot, don't address it no more until you get to the answer.
I think this is hard to get out of word. What did you That's what she's doing now.
Okay, guys, we're going to go over these real quick. We already did number 1, so we're going to start with number 2. What did you guys get for number 2? What did you think? Yes. Why do you think it's a yes? Right. Right. And that's what you need to remember as you're reading through these. Can you find the evidence in the passage? Okay? So the next one, number 3, what did you guys think of that one?
No.
No. Why?
No, she's not confused. Yes, you can find the answer.
Right. Well, hang on. What other forms of governments are possible? Could you find that in the piece? No. No, you could not. Okay? Number 4. Is Lucy Stone confused when she asked, which we the people? Yes, it's in there. But no, she's not confused. Did I make that clear? No, she is not confused. Yes, you can find the answer. So you put a Y. Okay? And then, number 2. Now number 2. Does the reader need to dig deeper to answer the question? No. No, you don't. Okay? It's right there. It should be right there in front of you. Okay.
Back on number 2.
We're still on. Sorry. Confusion. Does the question ask about vocabulary? No. Okay. Is the question worth asking? Yes, it is. Okay. So number 5, moving on. Why does the author ask this question? Which we the people has troubled the nation? That one is a yes, okay? Yes, they can find evidence in the passage. The rest of them should be empty, okay? Because the rest of them do not apply. Okay? All right, next one. According to the article, what other groups are there in the United States that have not been included as part of We the People? It says initially no. But yes, because with the revision in italics. I am reading the answers. So it says both. So initially no, but with revision, yes. I'm smiling. I'm smiling. Okay. Next. Next. What does the phrase Founding Fathers mean in the context? Okay. This one was a question we had at the back table, and we discussed it a little bit. Actually, no, you cannot find this answer in the text, okay? If you have background knowledge, then you can find then you know the answer. You know what Founding Fathers means. Okay? So, the issue here is the answer is not in the text. Answer is not in the text, okay? If you have to have background knowledge, then the answer is no. Middle table, what is the answer? No. No, the answer is no. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. Next question. Okay. Yes.
Ask a question about that. I'm just playing the devil's advocate on this one, particular one. Okay. Is there evidence, to me, this is my opinion, it says that the Founding Fathers used this phrase, they did not have in mind the majority of American citizens. Then it says the men who gathered in Philadelphia in 1786 could not have imagined that they would have accepted that they were drafted. So that's what I would say, you know.
So I could see that. I could see that. The thing is, that doesn't actually define what a founding father is. So a founding father is who founded our country. So it says the men. It doesn't say they founded our country. They did draft the document. I don't know. I don't know. Yes.
At the top of the page it says, your annotated guide to the Constitution.
Yes. Okay. So, no, but yes. I don't know. This is when I throw up the hands and say, I don't know, but I will find out. Okay, moving on. Who were the most famous and important of the founding fathers? Do we know that answer? No. Yay. No. Okay. Why does Marshall think the founding fathers could not have imagined a female or black Supreme Court justice? Yes. That one is a yes. Okay. They can find the evidence in the passage. Okay. Does the reader have to dig deeper? Yes, they do. Okay. Does the question involve vocabulary? No, it does not. Is the question worth asking? And if not, could you revise it? It is worth asking. Okay, next one. Having discussed the meaning of Marshall's quote, ask students to put his ideas into their own words in a brief 2 to 3 sentence paragraph, carefully considering sentence structure as they do so. Okay. Can they find evidence in the essay to answer this question? Yes, they can. Okay. Does the reader have to dig deeper? Yes, he does. Okay. Does anything else apply there? Is it about vocabulary? Is the question worth asking? I mean, I guess depends on who you are. But technically, according to the answer sheet, no. What evidence is there in the paragraph, in paragraph 3, regarding Marshall's claim about the evolving nature of the Constitution? Yes, they can find evidence in the passage. Do they have to dig deeper? Yes. Is it about vocabulary? Is it about vocabulary? Is it about vocabulary? Yes. 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 Okay. Is the question worth asking? And if not, can you revise it to make it worth asking? Yeah. Okay. Next one. What other rights should be given to 18-year-olds along with the right to vote and serve in the Army? No. And nothing else applies. Okay. How does Marshall's presence on the Supreme Court illustrate the evolution of the Constitution? Yes, you can find that information in the essay. Yeah, you can. Okay, does the reader have to dig deeper? Yes, he does, or she. Does the question involve vocabulary? No, it doesn't. Is the question worth asking, or can it be revised? Yes, it can. Okay.
I'll be here all day.
Testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Okay, let's look at the reflections here on that activity. Listen up. With the questions from amongst us say, ask students to probe deeply into the text and read carefully to arrive at a solid answer. Do you think yes or no? Yes. All right, everybody says yes. Will the students have to return to the text and read it carefully to answer questions? Yes. I think so. And how would the set of behaviors strengthen the students' reading comprehension? And what they mean by that as far as reading the text and going back and digging deeper to find it, do you think that type of behavior would strengthen the reading comprehension? Yes. Okay. Taking notes, apply evidence, jotting down those unfamiliar words. So, yes, it will strengthen their reading comprehension. Thank you all so much. Want to make sure I remind you, if you have any resources that you are using that's really, really good, please put those too on the parking lot so that we can compile a list and share with the group. I've had someone call me over to the table, put it on the parking lot so we can get it and compile it for everybody.
Alright, can everyone hear me in the back? Alright, this is our last unit for today. Can everybody clap for that? Choose a different. Now can everybody hear me?
Change microphones.
Alright, I'm good now, right?
No, change mics. That one's sort of fuzzy or something.
That's weird. That's weird.
Just pull it back a little bit. Yeah, drop the mic.
Can you hear me now? Alright. Alright, the last unit of the day. Can everybody hear me in the back? Okay. Creating high quality writing prompts, foundational unit sort
AJ,
It's too close.
Put it down and see, because there's still something going on back here with that one.
Can you hear me now? Okay. Alright. Alright, the 3 key advances prompted by the CCR standards. And we already talked about these a little earlier. Text complexity, regular practice with complex text and its academic language, evidence, reading and writing grounded evidence from text, and building knowledge through content-rich nonfiction. And the objectives are, show how valuable a well-crafted writing prompt can be as a summative learning activity, not just for learning to write, but also for reading comprehension and building knowledge. And we also learn how to identify and create strong writing prompts. All right, the rationale for building knowledge from text and the relevance and importance based on the research is, we just went over this in the previous text, but prior knowledge is a strong predictor of a student's ability to comprehend complex text. To cultivate their knowledge, students must read and write regularly about content-rich, not Facebook, content-rich, complex text. Hampton and Kent's is the authors of that. And in our early discussions today, writing is a skill that our students do not have. They type a lot on the computers, but one of the instructors in our discussions this morning, he was saying that he gets all of his students to actually take out a pen or a pencil and write, because if they don't write, they never really understand, because they're just typing and they're just reading and doing, the smartphone. So writing about what they read improves students' comprehension of the text and their writing skills. And the reading deficit is intricately bound to a knowledge deficit. And most of us know that if you don't read, you don't have a lot of knowledge. Those people that read encyclopedias and read dictionaries, they're usually pretty brilliant folks. All right. Implications of building knowledge on instruction. Provide coherent selections of content-rich, strategically sequenced text so students can build knowledge about a topic. And what that clearly states is what we've been talking about all along. As we read the preamble, there were probably some things we needed to talk about before the preamble. The preamble just didn't come out of a vacuum. We had to come up with some things before that, and we need to know what those things are. And like we said before, prior knowledge is the key to understanding all of that. And always demand evidence in student writing. I was in a grievance committee at my college, and one of the questions, it was in a nursing program, and one of the instructor's complaint was that the student said one of the answers was prevent infection. And the question that the instructor had was, what evidence shows that you prevent infection? Preventing infection is a general term, but cite some evidence to prevent the infection. And that's one of the things we need to do with our students. Provide well-crafted writing prompts as a summative learning activity, not only to improve writing, but also to strengthen reading comprehension, because reading and writing are tied together. Ask students to regularly conduct short, focused research projects and defend their point of view to create a useful and lasting knowledge base. Hands-on application of what they're doing, because if they do it in research projects, they understand it as a sequential process. So that's key for us to have our students to be successful. Now let's do some hands-on work, identifying high-quality writing prompts.
I'm pretty loud, so I don't think I need this. Do I need this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically my job today, the end, is we're going to use everything that you've learned today and put it to work, okay? So the first activity is going to be, you're going to get 2 example prompts. And you're going to pick which one is CCR aligned, okay? So pair up at your table and work together to pick between the 2 prompts that you received, which one is CCR aligned. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. There's only one per table. All 6 of us. There's a sheet that has 2 prompts on it. One is CCR aligned, one is not. This one goes to the one that you've already written. So this is nothing. I call this the speech. This is you're doing, sorry, I didn't know the Roosevelt was being. You're doing the thing that had 2 prompts on it. One per table. This part 2. This has 2 prompts. Hold on, this part 2.
That's the one we want or don't want?
That's the one you want. We don't have to. We need one. That's all we have. You're still doing given a second reading assignment. We've been working with words we live by, but now you have something that's been passed out to you. Eleanor Roosevelt speaks to the
It's so I can capture what they're talking about. These from someone's
what you want to do is read both of those. You've already read the other one. Read the new one that was passed out to us, and then you'll work with the prompts that was given to you. Prompt 1, prompt 2. Thank you.
Does everybody get a copy?
Your two prompts that you receive, 1 page per table, goes with the reading that you've already been working with. The second reading that you just received, that everybody got a sheet, will go with part 2 that we'll do next. Okay? But you won't be given the prompt, you'll be doing it. Okay?
So we gotta use this with our.
Okay. Between these two, what you've already read. This is part 2. The words with the that's for the ones that you've already read. Based on what's that? Which one is CCR line and which one is not?
After reading it, determine which one of those is aligned. Is it from 1 or from 2? You team leader right now. Go ahead. What else? That's your team leader right now.
That's right, lead us to the right. Lead us astray.
Complexity, come on. That's what you need to be looking at. Out of what you just said, which one of these would be aligned with what you just said?
Looks like it.